Want to do our new segment?
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is our new Podium segment. So we want to sort of not necessarily divert from F1, but we want the opportunity to talk about other sports or other things because we talked about we both gave our reviews for the movie Nope that we saw in last week's episode. So just sort of an opportunity for us to branch out and sort of just show our personalities off a little bit more. That's not solely revolved around racing. So yes, take it away.
Yeah. So our new segment is called Podium. We're going to be doing a draft style, picking our top 3 favorites or best or whatever the case may be. Only real rules are it's going to be back and forth, and we both can't take the same thing. So it's not just 3 of the same because that would be boring. And then we're going to be putting this out on social, and we want people listening to vote. So we'll have it on Twitter and Instagram to vote to see who wins each week. So our first one that we're going to do, keeping it pretty simple this week, is best sport to watch on TV. Not watching live, best sport to watch on TV. We can have our own little caveats or whatever when we explain. So as the gentleman that I am, I will let you go first.
Quick question. Just so I'm completely caught up on the rules. Am I giving, because we're doing it sort of draft style, so like whatever my first answer is, you can't say. Am I giving my top or my third first?
Let's go right from the top. You're number 1.
You're right.
And then I think we should do, even though it's only 2 people, I think we do snake draft. So like you go, then I go, then I go, then you go. So there's not really an advantage to going first.
Sure.
So like you go first, but you also go last. Okay.
I'm going to refrain from saying the sport that this podcast is centered around because
I don't have it ranked number 1.
I mean, we could say that it's no secret that's my favorite sport to watch. So I won't include that just for a little bit of variety.
We're going best, not necessarily favorite.
Best. Okay. I think the best sport to watch on TV is, I was debating number 1. I'm going to say football. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It's the one sport that like I think is almost more enjoyable at home. If that's even possible, because I have so many memories, you know, you know, the NFL theme. It's classic. I love football. I'm not like the world's biggest football fan. I'm so shitty when it comes to like player names, but I'm a Saints boy. Who Dat Nation. I have such weird sport teams preferences, but but are we? So I guess this is getting too specific, but I guess you could, if I said NFL, you could say college football. But...
Exactly. Oh, don't you worry. It might be on the list somewhere. So you're taking NFL.
Yes.
And I got to add to that. Yeah. I'm a Bills fan, so Bills Mafia. That's going to be our year. But yeah, we got NFL. NFL is the ultimate. It's like the clear-cut number 1 choice. I was hoping you weren't going to take it, but it's the clear-cut number 1 TV sport. Because if you go to the stadium, you don't have that great of a view. It's cool. But you got NFL Red Zone. That's goated. You can't defeat NFL Red Zone. Like you're just getting all the top plays all day, 7 straight hours, commercial-free football. You got fantasy football. You got your bets. You get to watch your own team. It's only 1 game per week per team, so it's like you don't get overwhelmed by it. The pace of the game is perfect for TV. You watch for 10 seconds. You have about a 30-second, 40-second break. You get back into it, you watch, and you can break. It's just like everything about football is made for TV. It's perfect, the best, by far the best TV sport. So you got that number 1. You know, I have back-to-back picks. So down here. So 1, NFL, 2. Coming from a Canadian, this is a pretty obvious choice. I had NFL number 1. Number 2, my number 1 pick, NHL. And I'm going to say this with a caveat that if you're just watching a random regular season game, maybe not the best TV sport, but playoff hockey is arguably better than watching football. Playoff hockey is unbelievable. Playoff overtime hockey, there's nothing that beats that. The sudden death, playoff overtime, unbelievable. You get Stanley Cup Finals, everyone wants to see it's the best trophy in all of sports. You get to bring that out to carry it. It's the best trophy celebration. So yeah, playoff hockey, but I'll put NHL on the graphic. Go Leafs, go. Probably never going to be our year, but maybe next year. we'll get past the first round. Oh, and I got to pick again.
Yes, you do.
NHL. So 3. This is where things are going to start to get interesting. I'm going to go with, tempting to take this one, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave for you. The next song I'm going to take is UFC. UFC. I think UFC has developed into the up-and-coming best. Okay, I won't say no spoilers, but yeah, UFC is probably the best up-and-coming TV sport. It's just electric. There's something inside of us as humans. Going back to the times of the Romans and the Greeks, we just love watching people fight. There's just something inherently amazing about it. They put on a great show. They know how to build up their people as characters, and like when there's a good fight, it's unbelievable. There's certain things that are hard to watch sometimes, like when someone gets like knocked out and then they like jump down and do like a hammer punch on them.
Oh my god,
that's hard to watch. Or like there's just crazy blood all gushing all over the place. But hey, it's a great TV sport. The announcers, like, say what you want about Joe Rogan, he's great at announcing UFC.
Yes.
They have the fighting, like the Michael Buffer, Bruce Buffer, I think it's Michael.
Yeah.
Like, everything's great. Dana White's a character in himself. Yeah, like Conor McGregor, Khabib. The women's fighting is even amazing. Like I watched Amanda Nunes this past weekend. Like UFC, that's pick number 3 overall. UFC.
Son of a bitch. That was my next pick. Yeah, say what you will about Joe Rogan. He's an amazing fight commentator. That moment when Ben Askren got knocked out, like he had the world record knockout with that knee.
Masvidal, yeah.
Yeah, the reaction to the Joe Rogan and the commentators was like electric. Like one of the best reactions to a sporting moment, I think, in like the history of sports. It was so epic. But gosh, yeah. So am I giving my second and third now? Is that how that works? Okay.
Yes. I was wrong that you'd have the first and last pick. I have that.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you got 2 in a row now. So I think we know what one of them is going to be.
Do we? Oh, for you mean?
No, for you. I think I know what one of your picks is going to be.
Oh shit. Okay. Like, yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go with Formula One.
Oh, well then never mind.
Yeah, if honest to God, if I was going to pick Formula One, it was going to be number 1. So maybe when we do best sports to watch in person, better watch out.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Fuck. Number 2. That's so hard. This is going to throw you off. This is really going to throw you off. I love watching tennis. I love tennis. Okay. So tennis is my number 2 pick. It's I used to play it all the time with my dad. My dad loves tennis. I used to have a pretty wicked serve, but that's another sport that I just don't keep track of, but I just really enjoy watching tennis. It's it's kind of funny. Just if someone's watching tennis and you don't know they're watching tennis, you just hear, yeah, just these really suggestive sounds. But yeah, tennis is going to get my number 2 pick. And gosh, for number 3, I'm not even necessarily the biggest fan of like this sport, but some of the most enjoyable moments I've ever had watching live sporting events on television is basketball.
Okay. I
do not watch the NBA, but I do watch the NBA finals always. The NBA finals are like, it could be the fucking Celtics and the Lakers. I have no stakes in either team, but God damn it, I'm going to pick one of those teams and I'm going to cheer for them.
Yeah. I think, not to spoil, but if we do best in-person sports, that one's going to be high too. Because I think maybe the best seat in all of sports, I've never done it, would be courtside, like middle courtside at an NBA game. Like I don't know how you could really beat that. But so I'm going to go with my final pick of the draft here. And then we'll talk honorable mentions. But I also am not going to take Formula One. So the Formula One podcast does not take Formula One as a top 6 TV sport. I'm going to go with college football. There's just something special about it. Like it's more like the pageantry, and like they get like 100,000, 70,000 to 100,000 fans. The tailgate is huge. Everyone's wearing their team gear. I only got into college football about 3 or 4 years ago, like probably around the same time I got into F1. So good thing I chose this as a podcast, not that. But yeah, it just, the more I'm getting into it, it's more fascinating. Like there's like when you look at it from the outside, it's like, okay, it's just always going to be like Alabama or Ohio State or Clemson, or I don't know, maybe there's another team in there, but the craziness of all the matchups and the interconference stuff and the drama that is in that sport too, and just it's great for TV, a lot of high scoring, fun to bet on. I love betting overs on college football games because it's just zip touchdowns, and like the gap between the players is like in the NFL, everyone's an amazing player, so there's going to be like a lot of parity. But in college football, you can have guys that are going to go first round in the NFL and guys that are never going to play another round down of football after they're done here. So there's like huge gaps in the best to the worst. So, and you get some crazy upsets because of that. But yeah, that's a great TV sport. So college football is, I'm going to wrap it up. So I have, actually, we'll go, you went first. Adrian's draft is number 1, NFL. Number 2, tennis. Number 3, NBA. My draft, number 1, NHL. Number 2, UFC. Number 3, college football. Any honorable mentions that we didn't get to? Obviously, Formula One.
I highly enjoy the Olympics, table tennis.
Okay.
Some of the honorable mentions, just Summer Olympics. I tend to prefer the Winter Olympics. There's maybe 1 or 2 events that I'll watch, but probably I like watching table tennis. Oddly enough, okay. But look, I'm gonna be.
Who's your guy in tennis?
Oh gosh, I don't even have a guy.
Or a favorite? You don't have a favorite, no?
Yeah, I would say probably Andy, but I don't know. I'm not like. Andy? Yes, yeah, like okay. He's the only like person that I remember watch win. So
Americans, not that many great American tennis, at least the men's side. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, no. I like the Williams sisters. But that's.
What about like Nadal, Federer, Djokovic? Of those 3, who do you like?
Yeah,
that's
I like
the GOAT discussion, right?
Yeah, I like Federer for sure, just because like I said, he's the only one I've actually watched play, and who I can I have memory of watching him, play. So I feel like a little bit of a fraud putting that, because I just don't know. I'm so bad with names. But I'll be completely honest. I think your picks are a little more solid, if I'm being real.
I also work in sports TV, so I mean, like, kind of like I should win this one.
Yeah, arguably, yeah. Because if I'm also being honest, I like college football more than NFL.
Yeah,
but college football.
It's hard because we did best sports, not favorite sports. Because favorite, F1, right. We would have both taken F1 first, or
exactly.
I probably would have taken second. Yeah.
And in my opinion, I would much rather watch NFL on TV and college football in person, just personally.
Because I could see that you did the experience.
UGA
NFL,
games,
you're missing too much. Like you're missing way too much if you're watching NFL in stadium. Like I want to go to. Actually, my brother and I were talking about going to Boston this year to see Bills game in New England.
Oh.
So part of the reason is that it's on a Thursday night, so we won't miss like all Sunday's action. You can go to the game Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Because if you go Sunday 1 o'clock, like you'll have a great time tailgating and watching the game stuff, but you're gonna miss out on so much. So
yep.
I gotta figure that one out. That's our podium. We're gonna be back with another one every week, hopefully. Depending on, but yeah, that was fun.